Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. And post IEM Cologne Major, there have been a ton of roster changes, people getting benched, people getting transferred, people just not being on teams anymore, not having anywhere to go yet. We're going to get into all of that in a second, but a lot of things have shaken up after IEM Cologne. A couple things that, we might have expected, couple things that I don't think anybody really expected, and we're just going to get into all of it. There's a bunch of different things we're going to talk about, but welcome to another video. Let's get started here real quick. Some of these I'm going to breeze through. Some of these we're going to take a little bit of time to talk about, but we'll get there when we get there. First one I want to talk about, really easy. Klim is out of MIBR, and he is on the bench of G2 Ares. G2's secondary team, their academy team, lower tier team, whatever you want to call it. He's benched from MIBR and on G2 Ares bench. And not really sure how this is going to go for him, but NQZ is now on MIBR. He's on MIBR from the Pain bench. He was on Pain's bench for what, 3 months or something like that. So, I mean, it looks like, four Brazilians and one Swedish guy. By the looks of it, they're probably going to go full Brazilian. But I mean, LNZ has been doing good, but at some point, what are you just going to be like, hey, we need to have better communication with our native language? Unless LNZ speaks amazing Brazilian or Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese. I don't know how long he's going to last on here. I also think that he's shown that he can take a team like MIBR, and I mean, they've had some good results recently, I believe. They haven't had too bad of results. They did pretty good at the Cologne Major. They got to stage 2 and then, kind of just faced teams that are most of the time going to beat them. Maybe not big, but Spear, obviously. Bait, I would say yes. But they do get to play against Bait again at this XSE Chinese tournament, which I will make a video about later, most likely, maybe. I don't know. But I think LNZ has shown his leadership qualities in his IGL qualities, as especially in a team like MIBR where it's not the native language. So I would like to see him go to a better org that can, probably host him better and put him around better people. Although, I mean, this guy's got to go somewhere, man. I don't know when this guy's contract's up, but he's got to go somewhere soon. Well, we've been talking about Insani for a while, but on to the next one. I think this is one of the ones that we were all kind of like, when is this happening? Especially after the whole blow up with Paravision's coach and their players yelling at each other. But Nota and Beltranok are benched from Paravision, and they get an OG. They get an absolute OG in Hobbit. And I'm going to be honest, Hobbit was on one win. I think he was on the bench or something like that. Maybe he was coach. Maybe he was on bench. But I haven't heard about Hobbit in so... Didn't he do a Valorant stint? Sorry. Don't get mad. Don't get triggered. But I'm pretty sure he did a Valorant stint for a little bit. Maybe he didn't. I don't remember. But I haven't heard about Hobbit in a very, very, very long time. So I'm very curious to see how he performs on a team like Paravision, where they're going to be in higher tier 1.5 tournaments, 1 to 1.5 tier tournaments, and then they get this guy, Slaxjez. I don't know how to say it. He was on this random team called Psychoface, and maybe he's just another pub stomper, face it pub stomper. I don't know. World ranking 135, VRS 120. So I mean, like, if you've heard of these guys, that's insane. So yeah. Nota and Beltranok, I mean, I feel like these were the two that were always going to be benched because, I mean, you're not benching Zwei, right? You're not benching Jame. These are kind of the two staples now. Ziello, I feel like, has been the better of the three that have been performing, but you could have probably said for him too. But you could have said for any of them three. But yeah, Hobbit back on the team. I'm really excited to see how that works out for him. Hopefully good. He's an OG of the scene, obviously. So curious to see how that one's going to go. This is for the NA guys. Bro has been benched on NRG, and they are still needing one. So right now it's Nitro, Sonic, OC, Grim, and then +1, whoever that is going to be. I'm curious to see if this team is going to look any different, -1 player, and then getting 2. I don't think OC really had the best performance at Cologne. I mean, none of these guys really did, right? They got 16 rounds straight by Bay. We all know what we're talking about here. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like after that, this team has to have a huge reset, and I just don't know what you do with this team now. I don't know if they know what they're going to do with this team, but curious to see what happens. RIP, bro. I hope he finds a good place to go. I don't think he was like an insane problem on this team. Again, I think it was just everybody at that point. I mean, this team's kind of been dead in the water for a while, but especially after that comeback from Big 16 rounds straight, I am not surprised something did happen. But it's unfortunate to see Bro leave. But I mean, again, something has to happen with this NRG team, and hopefully that's the start of it, and hopefully that's not the last one. Because again, I think someone like OC, but I mean, what op are you gonna get and keep an NA orc? But that's for a different conversation if that happens. On to the next one. Nissim has been benched from Legacy, and I feel like out of everyone, if they were going to, I'm not surprised it was Nissim, to be honest, but it is kind of sad to see him go and see more of this Legacy roster kind of get broken up, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be for the better, especially with their new IGL art. You know, he wants a team a certain way, and if he doesn't get it, he's gonna get it somehow. So I really hope this Legacy team does have a resurgent, because this is a fun team to watch. I mean, Lato and Dumao with Arts calling. I mean, this team, honestly, we've seen how good this team can do. We've seen peaks of Legacy. They beat Falcons. I mean, this team has a lot going for them, and you know, maybe they're just thinking, hey, one more piece that we can really weld in here and have a good glue into here. Maybe we can be higher VRS, top 10 in the world, maybe, you know, but I don't think any of that is too far-fetched for them. But something, they probably thought something has to happen. Maybe they get Insani, bro. Dude, if they get Insani, this team would be diabolical. But again, who knows what Insani's contracts like? Who knows what's happening with MIBR and Insani? It's been contract hell for him. But hopefully Nissim gets somewhere good, and hopefully Legacy gets someone that can really help boost this team up and, you know, maybe break into the top 10 of HLTV. But yeah, curious to see what happens there. Cairn has been benched from NIP, and they get their academy player Note, who high firepower. He was probably the best on their team, and probably wanted to switch something up. I was high on this NIP team, but when they got rid of Wrinkle and now they got rid of Cairn, I mean, I don't really see a lot going for this team, and I haven't for a while. Yeah, Cairn, hopefully he gets a good place. There might be a place for him, to be honest. We'll get into that later. We'll brush over it, but there might be a place for him. He might be getting a loan or something like that, but we don't really know right now. But this NIP team, I mean, I don't really know what I mean, I'm not really high on this team, to be completely honest. I don't think replacing Cairn for their academy player is going to do much for them. Hopefully X Kapersky can how do you ever say your name? However you say his name. I want him to get into a better team. I think we all do. I think we all see how good this kid can be and or how good this kid is. And I hope he can get into a better team pretty soon. Rims, after leaving Fnatic, everybody thought this guy is going to retire. It's a good send-off for him. GG's, you know, you had a great career. You're 32. You can sail off into the sunset, have fun. But no, he gets away from this Fnatic team. And so, Kavem or Cairn can join Fnatic because they're obviously going for a full Ukrainian team, right? 4 Ukrainians. We're like, what are you gonna do? Get LNZ? No. But I think Cairn or Kavem could probably slot in right here. I know not a lot of people are excited about this Fnatic team, and that's very justified. But this is probably the way they're going to go. I mean, full Ukrainian, but I mean they do have 2 good prospects here, Kavem or Cairn, and it just depends on what route you want to go, you know? So curious to see which one ends up here, if any of them do end up here, which again, most likely one of those 2. But Crims does leave Fnatic and joins Eyeballers. He joins his bestest friend JW, reuniting, and honestly, I don't think that's a bad thing for this team. I think Crims can probably slot in pretty well, be a wise, you know, and just another experienced player alongside JW to really help this team grow and to help these younger guys flourish into the scene. And I'm a fan of this team, to be honest. I really am a fan of this team, and I hope they can do pretty well and maybe even get maybe top 30, definitely top 35, maybe top 20. Who knows? I'm not going to go too crazy, but I am excited for this team and what they can do. I'm excited to see what match are they go. Oh, so they're going to be in this XSC tournament as well. Very cool. Okay. So yeah, excited to see what this team can do, and good luck to Crims. I mean, again, we all kind of thought he was going to retire after this Fnatic stint because he's been in Fnatic for 12 billion years. But no, he joins Eyeballers with his friend JW, so that's really cool. I actually really am glad to see that. Senzu is fully a part of BC Games now. He is no longer affiliated with the Mongols at all. He is not on loan anymore to BC Game. He has totally parted ways with the Mongols and is now fully on BC Game. Take that as you will. You know, if you don't like it, that's very fair. I know a lot of people do not like this team. They are a very trolly team, and I mean, they don't have a Valve ranking. They don't have VRS points, or they have very little. Whatever. This is their new core now, most likely. They need 2 more. They're probably going to need an IGL and probably some sort of anchor. Maybe that's Perfecto. I don't know, but yeah, BC Game is now Simple, Electronic, and Senzu, which I don't know how to react to this, to be honest. They're going to have to dig deep and get some VRS points and go very, very, very deep into the CS atmosphere and work their way up. But I don't know. There's not really much to say. I'm not really excited for this team, to be honest. I don't really care too much. I mean, yeah, cool 2 players to watch out for. Obviously, Senzu was, you know, at the time a very prospect player. I mean, he was a mini GOAT in the form on Mongols, right? When EWC got 2nd place at a major. And obviously you have Simple, right? I mean, what else are you going to say about Simple that no one said about? But I mean, I don't really care that much, to be honest. But I'm going to be looking forward to seeing who they pick for their 2 players. But again, not really too much to talk about here. 3D Max has benched Exorcies and has gotten Kersey from, I believe he's been on the bench for Gamer Legion, obviously, for a very long time, since Fisher Playground 2 of last year, of September of last year, actually. So, curious to see how this team does. Again, this is not a team I'm very high on either. They've really been going down in the rankings ever since, early last year. They had a couple good stints, but I mean, this isn't really a team that a lot of people are excited about. But curious to see how Kersey does here. Masuta does look like a good fit for this team, but I mean, what are you going to do, really? There's not much you can do with a full French team, to be honest. So, not much really to talk about there. Brokey has, I don't want to say finally, that's kind of mean, but Brokey has finally been benched from on FaZe. And I think this is a thing that everybody has been waiting for, to be honest. Everybody has been waiting for, when is Brokey going to get benched? He's been having weird resurgences, benched, come back, weird resurgence. But it is probably his time now to look for a different team, or, to redo whatever. I don't know. That's Brokey's decision. I'm not going to talk about Brokey's life or CS career right now. That'll probably come out later about, documentary or some article or some interview, whatever. But they have picked up Big Academy J-Bone. I've never heard of this guy. He is on loan, though. He is on loan from Big Academy. So it is kind of just like a little trial, I suppose. And I don't, they're probably going to pick up Natu, to be honest, or bring Natu back. So this question mark probably isn't too real, but FaZe is now Frozen, Twist, Jacob, J-Bone, and most likely Natu again. So good luck with that. Don't know really much about this guy. I don't think a lot of people do. But we move on to probably the most shocking one of today's video. G2 has benched SunPayus, which I don't know. I feel like this is, I will say shock. I think this comes to a shock to a lot of people, especially after their good, I'm going to say good Cologne major run and the absolutely insane match they had with Spirit. They could have won it, and it could have been a 2-0. It realistically could have been a 2-0, to be honest. But it is kind of a shock that they do bench SunPayus. But I don't remember where I saw this or who talked about this, but this could have been a thing that has been in the works for a while, and they were like, we still got to pull the trigger on this deal. But if we look at G2 overview, they get Wrinkle from NIP, and he was on the NIP bench for, I don't know, like 2 months or a month and a half or whatever. But G2 get Wrinkle, and I am a fan of Wrinkle. I thought when he first entered to the NIP roster, I thought he was good. I think that a lot of things happened on that team, and he kind of, maybe, I don't want to say didn't care, but I think some things happened on that team, and performance was down from a lot of people, to be honest. And then they benched him, and they were probably like, hey, you're going to go to G2 because they want to buy you. Because I believe at that time, when he was getting benched / on the down, on his downcline, what am I trying to say? On his decline on NIP, he probably was told he's going to go to G2 at some point, but then SunPayus was like getting a lot better, so maybe, I don't know. Either way, SunPayus is benched on G2, and Wrinkle is officially on the G2 roster. No loan, nothing. He is on the roster. I'm excited to see what this kid can do. I really am. It kind of sucks though, because You know, how is Nerds feeling? Obviously, it's a business, it's a job. You got to do what you got to do, right? But I mean, Nerds' friend is gone, but I mean, Saw as a coach, Saw's going to get what he wants, and if he doesn't think something's working, he's going to remove it and make a better team. So I am excited to see what happens. Wrinkle is a very aggressive, very flashy, very aggressive opper, and I am really excited to see what this kid can do on this team and what this G2 team can do with this young 21-year-old opper as well. And then we go on to 100 Thieves. Agile or Agil, however you say his name, has been benched from 100 Thieves. I just put this in there because, I mean, this is a big name org, not a big name team, obviously. They have climbed up in the ranks a bit, but they are looking for one. Not sure who they are going to get. I believe there's been some talks about a new IGL for 100 Thieves. I'm not too sure about that. Maybe they're trying to switch some things up, but anyway, Agile has been benched from 100 Thieves. Curious to see who they get. Again, not too big of a news, but yeah. Last but not least, and this is the one where things are going to get hectic on this team. Aurora's coach, Faber, has been benched. Or maybe just removed. No, he is fully removed. He's not even benched. He has been, can you bench a coach? I don't know. He has been removed from Aurora. And this is just the beginning because we know that, where is he? Ash is going to be the coach of Aurora. Like 99.99999% he is going to be the coach of Aurora. That's set in stone, basically, right? That is fully set in stone. And it's just a matter of time to where who is going to get replaced. There's been a lot of talks about Kixan potentially being the IGL for this team. And they do want to go international. So who do you keep from here? I think you keep Woxic and Wakadia. I do think it is Zontaris' time, most likely. He has that hand injury that I really want him to take care of because I believe it's going to take around a year to fix. I think it's a cyst or something like that in his hand, which if you know anything about, especially esports, a cyst in the hand is basically career ending. Call of Duty esports player Zuma had a cyst in his hand, and that low-key just ended his career, right? So I do think it is most likely his time. I think you probably get rid of Majors and Taras and Soulfly. I think Soulfly is good enough to get on a different team. But I do think you keep Woxic and Wakadia, especially with the Opper market, as we talked about earlier in the video. I do think you keep Woxic because he's an Opper. He's a reliable Opper, and Wakadia has been doing very good. He's a young, very good rifler who I think can elevate and level up 10 times over and be a better player every single year, especially if he gets a good IGL, especially if he gets Kixan. I mean, dude, getting Kixan would be insane. And then maybe you get Yimfat. I don't know. Maybe you get Yimfat. He's right here. He's right here. He's waiting. But I don't know. We'll see what happens here. Let me know in the comments what you think of these roster moves. Which ones do you think are good? Which ones do you think are bad? I'm going to start probably uploading again more, hopefully 2 times a week. I was gone for a while. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Again, let me know what you think of the roster moves in today's video. And thank you for watching. Stay amazing. Have a good day. Peace out.